ScourgeBringer is another roguelite that has been recently released on consoles. I've been noticing a lot lately, and I'm sure many of you have as well, that there's been quite a recent surge in roguelites as of late. Which is fine, it's a game mechanic I've grown fond of. The main reason we've been seeing so much of it is because it can turn what might be a 3-hour game into a 30+ hour satisfying grind, given that there are enough unlockables and a wide variety of power-ups to keep things interesting. Keep in mind, roguelite is frequently used as a game genre when it's really kind of more of a game mechanic, so roguelite games can come in a wide variety of game types. You've got action platformers, twin-stick shooters, turn-based strategy, and more. Something for just about everyone's palate. Some of my favorite roguelites usually have at least a couple of things in common. One is a moderately paced meta progression. I really want to feel like I've made some real progress when I've played the game for a few hours. That's where I found the meta progression in ScourgeBringer to be just right. The second thing I like to see is significant power-up synergy, where combining one temporary random power-up with another could potentially give you a completely overpowered run. That rare occurrence when RNGesus blesses you with the power of the gods. And that is where ScourgeBringer is lacking, and while it is there to some degree, I never really felt like I ever had one of those rare god-tier runs that I had in games like Neon Abyss or even sometimes Undermine. But remember, this game is more than just its roguelite mechanic. It has a feverishly fast, fun, frenetic, fly-fighting feeling that will that will keep you on your toes. You'll be quickly parrying, dodging, slashing, and flying around the room so fast you might not even have time to touch the ground. Speaking of which, there are some environmental hazards to be aware of as well, but these traps will disable themselves as soon as you've cleared all the enemies from the room. Your main attack is a sword slash, and your secondary is whichever gun you have equipped. Of course, the shots are limited, so you'll have to use them wisely. As you might expect, the map is procedurally generated, so each time you play, the layout will be a little bit different. In this game, each room is exactly one screen in size. This keeps all of the action visible and the game running at a silky smooth 60 FPS even on an undocked Nintendo Switch. As you move from room to room, you'll fill out the map and you'll be able to fast travel between rooms you've already explored in a snap, which helps keep the game running at a fast pace to maintain your attention. Each level features one or more mini-bosses and an end-of-level boss. Both of these will award you with blood orbs, which are spent on the game's meta progression, or permanent upgrades if you will. There are also several special rooms to discover that may have shopkeepers, collectibles, challenges, blessings, and more. So one of the reasons why I love a game with lots of meta progression is because they more easily scale to all different player skill levels. If you get hit by enemies a lot, you can at least unlock some upgrades as you go and hopefully eventually defeat enemies by overpowering them. Along the way, you will inadvertently develop some skill too, so no matter what, you're always making progress. But what I love about this game in particular is that they've added all sorts of accessibility features. If you find that you're dying a lot, or maybe you're not, but you just don't have a lot of time in your day to devote to getting good, you can adjust everything from the game speed to the enemy bullet speed to more frequent health drops or even invulnerability. And these things can be adjusted mid-game. I get that a lot of people will probably see this as cheating or breaking the game, and for those people, I still recommend using these features as a tool to build skill level. Anytime you get to a new area or boss with some enemies that you're not familiar with, turn the game speed down to 50% or less. Enemy bullets to 50%, you don't want to go much lower than that, otherwise the screen can fill up. And you'll be surprised at how much quicker you learn how to deal with these new enemies. Then when you're ready, turn the speed back up. Maybe the game's progression isn't going as quickly as you would like, well, turn on invulnerability, earn some blood orbs, unlock some upgrades, and then turn it back off again. All of the permanent upgrades are going to be unlocked at the chiming tree, which is a literal skill tree. But it's not all just ways to make the game easier, If you want to show off your commitment to the sword and fast reflexes, you can increase the challenge. Beneath the tree are the Roots of Chaos, where you can activate various challenging handicaps. I love when games add these sorts of accessibility features because it allows you to adjust the game to whatever fits your lifestyle or preference. So the fun factor is a thumbs up, the accessibility is a thumbs up, but let's talk about the game's soundtrack. It rocks. The music will get you pumped. Everything about this game is running at a fast, high energy pace. I'm just gonna play you a few seconds of tunes without any other audio so you can get a feel for it. Pretty awesome. The game features 28 original tracks from the extremely talented Jonas Turner. As for the graphics, I suppose they speak for themselves. Everything is done in a well-animated pixel art style with a limited color palette. And personally, I found the art to be quite pleasing, especially some of the color palette choices. Downsides are again lackluster power-up synergy. I would have liked to see stronger effects from the RNG power-ups and more synergy between them. This is what really makes multiple runs more exciting and different from one another. The other thing I would have liked to see is maybe more room variation. Maybe have some expert high reward sections of the map that are locked off and only accessible to people that have unlocked a certain power-up. Basically, it needs a little something more. I just know the map layout can get a bit stale after multiple playthroughs. But that's just me nitpicking for the most part. Still a fun game and one I recommend playing. ScourgeBringer is available on PC, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and it's available on GamePass currently. So if you have that, take advantage while you can. But that's gonna do it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I will see you later.